Okay, so I was doing some cleaning up around the house and doing some dusting, getting started on the spring cleaning, and I came across a little rocking Santa, and then I have this other thing, it's like for outdoors, it's super hearing or whatever, and I was like, that's really weird. It just kind of like came out of nowhere. It dawned on me. The whole idea is he can see you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake, or he can see when you're good. He can see when you're bad. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. The whole idea of being connected spiritually, especially when it comes to the astral projection and all that. If there were to be, like, let's say a Santa in a community or something like that, and he's able to tap in and know when people are awake, when they're sleeping, when they're doing good shit, when they're bad. Like, it's almost like a neighborhood watch sort of thing. And I thought it's creepy. As long as those gifts are used for good, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's almost like having protection in your community. But if they're used for bad, that's a concern. I don't know why that came to me just now. And then the whole idea of like ringing a bell, you know, what do you call them? They're not, are they friars? What do you call them when they're ringing a bell and they go and they announce stuff? Anyways, so I remember doing this painting, and you can flip it both ways, right? You can flip it, you can have it this way. This is a pelvis, by the way, and this is female pelvis. The male's coccyx goes down further, and it's shaped differently. So this is where a baby would come out of. So this in itself, to me, looks like a crown, and it also looks like a bell. Hold on a second, I'm going to turn the music down. Pause that for a second. Okay, so yeah, the person that rings the bell and goes up and down the streets, I don't know if that's to wake them up or to warn them about something. I can't remember. But anyways, so I did this painting a while ago, and it could be face up this way, and I put crown because it almost looks like a crown, but it also looks like a bow, but it also looks like Mickey Mouse. And who else is it? Marilyn Manson does watercolor, and he did some references with, there's a lot of artists that do references for Mickey Mouse. And then upside down, if you've ever watched Aladdin, I think I have an original VHS that's still in plastic. If you ever watched Aladdin when you were growing up, I did, and the Cave of Wonders. Well, this almost looks like when it comes up out of the sand, like who dare disturb my slumber, right? And I thought it was really interesting. And if it has to do with the merfolk, well, or even a water birth too, the way you come into this world will be reversed, right? Because you're crowning, this is your crown, but when you come out of your mother, technically it's the reverse of us standing upright like this. So this is supposed to be north node and south node, right? But it's really interesting too, when you do the feng shui, where you're placing your bed and everything like that, which direction your head is, and yeah, I just thought that was interesting. It's always when I'm doing little stuff like that, like this is what it was. It's for a coffee percolator. Okay, and it was wet, so I was going like this. And that automatically just triggered me into seeing some vision and a guy going up and down the street tolling a bell like that. And then that all automatically reminded me of the painting I did. And I try to do a lot of my artwork. I try to do a lot of what I see in visions, or a lot of the information and downloads I get, not just from my ancestors, but look at this purple, it's beautiful. Not just my ancestors, but it's almost like an ombre, and it goes all the way around. I did a really good job. This was a carbon paper, by the way, guys. I'm so happy. My face is clearing up too. Where is it? This is the carbon paper. It comes in like a thing like this. You can order it online. They're fairly decent. They're not expensive. A lot of tattoo artists use them. I used to be a tattoo artist just for a hobby, but then I didn't get into that line of work. And just before COVID and stuff, I'm kind of glad that I stopped really doing that, because it was just shut down anyways. But yeah, thought that was interesting. Just wanted to share. And don't forget, when you're spring cleaning to stage, make sure you're cleaning up your area, okay? Salt baths are good. All right, and take care of yourself.